following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Yeah, so the Kelly Putty thing happened.
That was fun. I'm kind of annoyed you rolled so well. Your numbers are redonkulous.
Yeah, I rolled well. Like, I don't just have 20s for all those skills, so like I did roll reasonably well. My numbers are good. Don't let me be like, oh, I was so lucky. My numbers are good, but like there was a lot of like, oh, like I rolled a 16 twice in a row. Like that's very crucial here.
Yeah, no, that is. I also feel it important to point out that future characters that anyone makes, because I know you all listen to this because they're hoping to find secrets. But there aren't any. Don't listen. Stop now, Ken. Stop it. Press stop now. Go watch Ross Game Dungeon. Yeah, go do that. Is he gone? Good. I hate that guy.
Fucking hate potatoes, dude.
The levels of professionalism will be taken into account. So, like 10 being, for example, the perception of 10 being what a professional military sniper has will be taken into consideration. Yeah. Not just what the game allows characters to have. So it's like, well, why not just 20s across the board? It's so cheap. It's like, because that makes you twice as good as a professional, meaning you are, like, if you have a 20 in a skill, you are literally the most knowledgeable person about that subject in the whole wide world. And I feel like, not to necessarily take shits on Black Knight here, but he has, like, very, very stupid, above professional numbers in way too many things. And yes, I let all that happen. Didn't really understand the grades of professionalism. We have what it is, and now we'll get back to the thing. So, the Killy Putty thing happened, and that's unimportant and no one should pay attention to it.
Yeah, and then so Vanguard 2 plus Minuteman showed up, and they took Kelly Putty with them.
Along with the rest of the scientific research things.
Yes, wonderful. Nothing will go wrong with that at all. I'm sure it will be perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I I went and had a family reunion. Which was quite a hoot.
It was poignant.
Yeah, I don't know. Family dynamic is cool. I like it. And then my dad was like, yeah, here's like a great spot to go. Just like go chill out there. Like go have a picnic, you know? Have fun. Enjoy yourself. And we're like, okay, let's do that. Yeah.
And then you went to do that, I believe that was. You toddled off on your lonesome.
I think I was going with River, but I'm not sure.
But you haven't asked River, so...
Yeah.
Oh my god. Recently I've been craving animal crackers so fucking much. Like, I haven't had
animal crackers fucking good.
Since I haven't had these things since I was, like, very young.
Yeah.
And, I found that they don't actually do them like that anymore. But I did find these Arnott's Iced Animals, which are almost as good. And holy shit. Like, you don't even know. Oh my god. I'm actually going to have to put these inside a locked box I don't have the key to.
It is the case sometimes. Sometimes you, like, buy a random snack, like when you're gonna, like, watch a movie or something, and you're like, this snack is incredible, and I'm never eating anything else again for the rest of my life. Like...
I go through cycles. It's like the Snucker Changi chips, I really, really like them.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, and then I go, like, I'm in the middle of a period now, it's like, actually, I don't need that taste right now. I don't really want that particular taste. So, despite the fact that I think they're really, really good, I'm not buying them at the moment. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yes, okay. Well, that will be the starting piece of that setting. So cue the night theme music and ambience, and we find Thomas Drake standing in the middle of what was recently a battle scene where Unfortunately, because of his roles, I didn't get to kill a bunch of soldiers.
You got to kill one.
I should have killed more. Like, nothing undercuts the nuts off your psycho creature more than it only killing one thing.
It was very tense, to be fair.
Well, for you.
Yeah.
For me, I was just like, I should be killing things, but he's rolling really well on his persuasion checks. I should have accounted for this by making it psychosis more unreasonable.
That's fair. I don't think... Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure this won't bite any other groups in the ass.
Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, what are people doing? Like, so I assume there are like soldiers, tidying everything up, or like, what are people sort of doing in the?
They're evacuating
in the
the
sort of
wounded
public area.
from all the bullet sprays.
Yep.
They're like patching up the truck that River basically punched a hole in. There's people are like zipping up the major's body, and they're like, we don't even have its head. That creature needs to be destroyed. The general is basically like shouting at a major that's not Major Dozovic, that apparently now has to fulfill the role of the colonel. And the major's like, but sir, I can't get into his office. It's locked by orders. And the general's like, this is a military base. We got all kinds of things here. Have you considered kicking the door in? He's like, oh, I can't do that, sir. Yeah, it's locked. He's like, you don't need to kick in doors that aren't locked, son. And he's like, look, I'll show you. And then he'll like march off towards the building. Because General O'Neill is a get shit done yourself kind of guy.
He sure is. Did you say he was he's typically the one in charge of the base at Cold Rocks?
Yes, he is in fact the commandant of that facility, because it is the most important. Like, I don't know if you've actually ever looked at where Cold Rocks is supposed to be on a map of Nevada, but Area 51 is kinda really suspiciously close to where it would be.
Yeah.
To the point where it in fact is. No, it's basically like you don't have Area 51 here, you have the Cold Rocks Hold. That is the most important place. It's like, but everyone knows it's like that's where all the shit is. Like, because it's like not even a fucking secret. It's like Cold Rocks Hold. It's like where the Guardian robot trials were done. It's where the Star Vipers are kept. It's where the Cobras are kept. It's where the Super Soldier program is run. Everybody knows about it, but like no one can get in and have a look at what's going on. But and he's basically like the garrison commander of that base normally, but he's over here for this project because reasons, which means that currently Colonel Emery is in charge of the Cold Rocks Hold.
Yeah.
Which probably means that the science research stuff are getting away with more things.
I mean, that does make a lot of sense as to why he can just like get being at a base in China, just get on the phone to Catherine Magruder. Mm-hmm. All right.
In case you were wondering, he is a 3-star general.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the training facility. That was where they went. The performance center, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You will actually also see like Janie is coming out of the medical tent, basically.
Oh,
just, like,
I'll walk over to Jania. Yeah, I'll go to Jania first, I think.
She's like, "Oh hey, how you doing?"
Well, I'm doing fine. What about you?
Feeling a bit impaired. I'm feeling really stupid. Yeah.
Sorry,
I can't even beat up some bubblegum. What the hell?
Everyone needs to breathe.
Stupid lungs.
I hope I haven't caused you too much trouble. But at the time, I didn't think there were any other solutions.
It's not like you were gonna do anything about it.
Although that's what happened in the end, I suppose.
She looks abashed.
Anyway, I have to probably go talk to new Dad.
Thanks.
She'll just walk normally out.
Yeah. I feel like I should write her report for her. Like a lengthy report on everything that happened.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah, probably will. Yeah.
A guy in a brown trench coat, white shirt, a blue, red with a grey border between them, diagonal striped tie, with that brown fedora with a card on the left side of his hat band in at a jaunty angle, will run up to you carrying a spiral notebook and a 2B rubber-backed pencil. Around his neck is a 1940s era camera with one of those big flash cones on top. On the strap. And he'll run up to you and he'll be like, Mr. Drake! Mr. Drake! Excuse me, a moment of your time, Mr. Drake.
Can I help you?
My name is Rex Habitsman. I'm a reporter with the... God, what the fuck's it called? International Press Association? IPA, is that it? Fuck it, it is now. International Press Association. I want to get a comment from you about the fracas that just ensued down here.
All
His
right.
pencil is poised over his notepad.
What are you looking to know?
Can you tell me anything about the dangerous mutant that just went on a rampage, killing ones of people and injuring dozens more?
Okay, I'm gonna make a law roll.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to be able to assess how much I can actually say without getting into problems. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you said lore, not law.
Law.
Okay.
20.
Currently, the Killy Putty, or Project Bounce Fund, has been appropriated by the United States government, making that particular creature a military secret. So you could probably only state things that were readily apparent and obvious to an onlooker. But I don't believe they've made you sign a confidentiality regarding any conversations you've had, so that's a legal grey area.
Well, it seemed to be made out of, kept in stasis, compressed into some ball of silly putty, which expanded when the storage device was broken during transit.
Silly putty? Ha! More like a killing putty. I say, that's pretty good. And do you know why it decided to attack the helpless personnel of this base?
Well,
After
it
all,
seemed as an
we all
end.
saw that you were in long conversation with it.
From what I understand, the facility it had come from, in it had been tortured and conditioned to bouts of violent rampages.
Truly disturbing. Horrible abuse compounded with unreasonable powers. What a scoop! Thanks, Mr. Drake. Runs off. Into a phone booth that for some reason is there.
Alright. Well, yeah, well, because the thing is, I signed the NDA on the Pterodino stuff as well, so
there's
I
a
have to
limit
be
what you
careful
can
around
say,
what
I
Yeah. Yeah. I know. If no one else runs up to me aggressively, I'll
Well, Charles is
head to the...
making his way to you. His unslung arm is carrying a wicker basket. A picnic style, not laundry.
Yeah.
Mr. Drake,
Charles?
I was able to salvage what I was able to of the remaining fish and loaf stocks and have put together a reasonable hamper of reasonable quality, sir. But I'm not up to my usual standard, of course. Please forgive me.
No, there's a limit to what you can do here. Thank you, Charles.
Of course, sir. I unfortunately didn't have time to build it to scale or paint it.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
And of course,
How's your arm?
And of course, I have included one of your father's bottles of Chateau Neuf de Pas. I'm sure he would understand.
I hope so. I think he will. Thank you, Charles.
Of course, sir. Would sir be needing me to attend his evening?
I think I'll be fine. You can relax for a bit.
Of course, sir. Having neatly avoided your questions, you'll turn and walk back to where the building where your father is.
He doesn't want to answer it, then, like, that's fine, you know?
I don't think you could draw that conclusion. It just seems that something else always comes up.
Right, okay. But he does pointedly go out of his way to avoid my questions.
Does he? Or is that just a me thing?
Who knows? Who knows? Right. We'll head to the performance center. See if I can find Finn Balor or Adam Cole. Or Samoa Joe, maybe.
Samoa Joe back in NXT almost makes me want to watch, but I'm not going to watch WWE until they clean up their fucking act. Which they're never going to do until maybe Vince retires. Which isn't a word I'm using as a substitute for another word starting with D.
And ending with EF.
You are the people of EF! Right, that's not too hard. There's not very many people in the Performance Center for some reason right after that goings on.
I figured.
But Major Dozovic and River are in the middle of the combat training mat.
Oh, yeah?
It appears that the earnest, well-meaning, but kind of slow Major is attempting to conduct a self-defense class, and the River appears to be humoring him.
I see.
Now what you want to do there? Like you could bring your elbow down like that. You like grab your fist with your hand like this and like drive it down here, right beside your body, and because of the way they're positioned, it'll go right into the solar plexus right there, or at least fairly close to it. It's usually enough to drive a bit of wind out there, and their grip will loosen. You can slip down and under and get away, or like turn around and like you go right for that nutsack. You just punch it right in the nutsack, and it'll well, guys don't like it. Or it's like, so like this. No, she just like does the elbow thing. She doesn't punch him in the nuts.
Right, okay.
Yep. Just like, give me a minute. See, I told you it worked. That's what's going on when you walk in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like go over and interrupt them, but I'll sort of like head sort of in that general area and just like observe for a bit. I mean, if they notice me, they notice me. Like, I'm not like being subtle, you know.
Yeah, I can. Major will be like, okay, so you got that gun. You could also like stamp on their foot, although a lot of guys wear steel cap boots, that sort of thing, to prevent that. And you sure do know a lot about muggers. Well, you know, man gets around. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're in an, if you actually ever had any, well, I don't suppose you have. She's like, well, I used to learn karate from a guy in town, but oh, well, I mean, that paper folding thing. I mean, you ain't gonna have time to fold up some. I know. How would that help you? It's for fight. It's for fighting. It's for. Oh, okay. So you know how to duck a punch then. Yeah, you could say that. I'm pretty good at avoiding things that I know are coming. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going for another like 15 or so minutes till the Major notices you're there. Becomes briefly embarrassed and then like, well, you feel free to come back anytime you want to learn anything else from old Major. And he'll just like sort of wander over to you. Oh, Drake, you're stupid but brave. I appreciate that. Can't go around risking that valuable science head of yours, though.
I think I saved a lot of people's lives with this science head of mine.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You gave a lot of people the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a tough situation.
Anyway,
Sorry about the Colonel.
well, that Colonel was an asshole, but he didn't deserve that.
Not many that do.
Well, here's hoping those science guys can figure out how to take it apart. Anyway, I'm sure I have stuff to do. I can't be, Anyway. But he'll leave. And if you wanted to say more, you could still.
Oh no, I'll let him leave. It's fine. He certainly means well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I don't know how to feel. I think it's sweet that his solution to the problem is to try and teach me how to beat up people, but like who attack me from behind. But it's like I got hit with a shock cannon. I don't think there'd be much I could do. I think he means well.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the hero of the day. Again. You must get sick of hearing that, huh?
Well, after our conversation earlier, maybe I should work on being better at accepting it.
I'm guessing all you can focus on is that you didn't save everybody. Sometimes people bear the responsibility for what happens to themselves. I think deliberately antagonizing a violent, unstable creature like that, within earshot and let alone reach, was a calculated act to provoking it into doing something so that then further escalation of forceful and destructive actions could be justified. I think that Colonel rolled his dice.
Maybe. Maybe he was trying to be a provocateur, but
That's a stupid thing to do in this situation.
it certainly is.
Anyway, we probably shouldn't dwell on it. Done is done.
How do you feel about coming and relaxing for a bit?
I've been trying to do that for days.
Let's go for a walk then.
Certainly, Thomas. Can I get changed first? I'm a little bit sweaty.
Of course.
Thank you. She'll, just walk out. Doesn't seem in any rush. Doesn't seem to be deliberately slowing down. Just in normal departure.
Okay.
Well, either use that now or I bank it for later. What do you think? You choose. Use it now or bank it for later.
Use it now, I guess? I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like either one of those fucks me, so like, just go with it now, you know?
Okay. So what are you doing?
Oh, I mean, I'll just head out to the entrance. I'll like head back out of the.
So the lab your mother and Mr. Ree and all that work on while they're here is on fire. A huge fire. There's like soldiers throwing buckets of water at it all over the place. There's some fire extinguishers being used, but it's like a huge fire. Seems
What time of day is it?
evening.
So there wouldn't. There's a chance. So like, it's unlikely that there were a bunch of people in there.
You know these science weenies. This is also where you sleep, by the way.
Yeah.
You do actually see like a bunch of science people that are normally in there, like Jacob Jones, and they're over, like away from it, with like some nurses and another doctor like checking them out for, you know, like you do after people have been in a burning building, smoke inhalation, that sort of thing, making sure they're fine, they're just getting checked out. So you would estimate that people have been rescued. See, Major Dozovic is part of a bucket chain. And so are some other NPCs you've dealt with, but like can't be bothered to enumerate them all.
I mean, I can't like. Can I think of anything they could be doing that's more efficient than what they're doing? Because like it's so limited. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they've got fire extinguishers and a bucket chain, like, is there a lot more they could reasonably be doing? You know?
You know the water tower.
Yeah.
Have I ever mentioned that there's a big water? There's like one of those big water tanks on the on the roof of the third floor. So the main building has like a big water tank, and then there's like a fourth story like upper office where the general's office is right beside it. But then it's sort of like L shapes, and there's a big tank, open top water tank on there, and it has like a long flexible fire hose sort of thing attached to it, but there's no water coming out of that hose at the moment, and there's like a couple of guys like messing with the valves and that, trying to get it to work, and it's not happening.
I'll head over there.
Okay, you're climbing up the stairs then, because the only way to get up to the valve output is through the roof access.
I mean, I have to then, you know?
Okay, give me a agility check to quickly
you
climb
know
the stairs. Yeah, that's why I'm getting you to do one.
12.
Well, it's not below 10. It's not 10 or below, so you don't like fall down or anything, but you navigate up the stairs as quickly as you feel you can. It's undignified, but you do shave time off of your normal Torgo-esque climbing.
Yeah.
You burst out up there. Like, there's two corporals, and they're pretty panicked. They're being, and like one of them is just like wrenching on the wheel, being like, I can't move it. No. The other one's like, hurry, ma'am. There's a lab burning down there. Who knows what volatile chemicals are in there? Well,
okay.
Well, give me a hand there.
I'll just.
You know both of us can't get it on that wheel. It takes two powerful, fully functional arms to move that wheel. And there's just not enough room. Who decides this? A retard, that's who. Get help!
Do you mind if I take a look?
The guy pulled back. Yeah, I could use a little rest. Just a little rest. Then I'll get it. Shit,
so can I make an engineering check on this to...
You can. Yes, actually. That is the exact skill I wanted. No, wait. What I mean is, fluid valve dynamics check. Yeah, there we go. That's a skill that really exists. No,
How
actually,
about,
engineering is the exact check I wanted.
31.
You think that, first of all, designing this valve to be in like a little alcove where only one person can get at it is a mistake. 2, the normal tactic of sliding a bar between the valve things and turning it is not going to work because there's obstructions, like piping, that would prevent the bar from turning fully. So that leverage solution, that normally when a valve is stuck, what you do is you slide a bar through the like at a diagonal, and you twist that because you get... But that's not going to work because someone has designed it with a lot of obstruction. And 3, you think it might not be turning because it's been melted. The metal has been melted together into a single unit. By someone.
Is there a way to bypass it then?